Hello everyone, Jeff here for Respawn Studios with a walkthrough of the 4 DLC multiplayer maps for the first Call of Duty Ghosts DLC, Onslaught. We are going to go through each of them for about 4 or 5 minutes. This is just me in a custom game. You see the first one is going to be Ignition. I believe this was supposed to be the remake, but to me it looks and plays nothing like any other map. For me, the one map that's like another one is the one with the bridge, but I don't know. I guess I don't remember Modern Warfare 2, I believe the map was from. No, I think they said Black Ops 1, but I don't know. I guess I'm just a complete moron. I didn't recognize this layout. I know the map with the rocket launch, but to me this was nothing like that. Maybe the skin makes that much of a difference, or I just don't remember it as well as other people, because I didn't play Black Ops 1 all that much. But there are some cool upper areas of the map. The ladder right here takes you to a third story. It seems to be the only way to get up here, which is kind of strange. A really good vantage point. Can't jump out there, I was trying. And this is my first time walking through any of these maps, so I'm just trying to do different things, seeing if there are possible jumps, things like that. The biggest thing I could say about all of these maps is they're absolutely beautiful. Like the skins, the textures, the ideas, they're awesome. I think this is the best map pack they've ever had in terms of aesthetics. I have no idea how they play. I have not played them yet. So I noticed this countdown. I'm trying to see, okay, where it's going to launch. I'm like, oh, is this fire going to come out of here? Is this like a dynamic map thing? Am I going to be set on fire? And then I turn around and derp. Probably that giant thing. So let's watch this happen. This is a very small map, so you'd think it might be viable for competitive play, but I don't know if you could turn this off or play the map after this has happened. I guess they wouldn't want that to happen during like an MLG tournament and decide the match. I don't know, but I think this is a cool map. It's very small, so I think it's good for fast-paced SMG play. But of course, because it's Call of Duty, people are going to snipe on every map. So you see that third floor spot was pretty good. There's a second story part on the opposite end of the map coming up. I like that spot, that window right there. It would be cool for search. Yeah, I just love all these little details, the screens and the maps. Fog, the map I think I'm going to show second, is out of this world. I am absolutely in love with that. I love horror games and horror movies, stories, books, so it's right up my alley, and it's great. So you see, this is definitely like the industrial map. Now there's like a control room here to my left. I think that would be a really cool part of a map, but unfortunately it's closed off. There's that. Here's the second floor part of the map that I thought people might use to snipe. Just because you could rotate from the one room with the window to the other. Alright, so there we go. There's our first map, Ignition. And now we are going to my favorite map, Fog. Now I know a lot of people complained about Michael Myers, oh, it's stupid. It's not like it's a game mode. It's the dynamic kill streak that you get from a care package. So just like when you become the Maniac, you're the Juggernaut with a knife. It's literally that, but the skin is Michael Myers and the knife is an axe. Like, that's all it is. It doesn't like break the game. They're not like making it overly cheesy. So whatever. So right here at the start, we see that it's very much horror themed. There's a skull and a clamp. We get that there's like a missing chainsaw chalk. We get blood and a knife in this portrait. All very nice. We get this spider trying to go up its web. I was trying to knife the web, but you apparently can't affect it. Now, I know I have the game volume turned down, but they have a very creepy soundtrack as well with like crickets and swamp and low sounds. It's very awesome. It really is like a different game. This map and Bayside are incredible. They're like new experiences to me in Call of Duty. And I've played a lot of the Call of Duties. So here you could fall off the map, as you can see by the dotted lines on the edge of the minimap as opposed to a solid line. There's also a point in the middle where there's a big hole that you could fall down, so be wary of that. Nice, the bridge you can't get out of. There's a car on the other side, so you can't get to your freedom. There's a lot of vines. The upper part of the map has a lot of those branches and vines. So here's a gas station, some gas pumps in the middle of a swamp. I guess it's sunken in. These little cabins. VHS tapes on the floor. I don't know if that's like a Ring reference. This place looks cool, the interior of it, so I was trying to get inside because it looked awesome through the windows, but for my little bit right there, you see I wasn't able to get in. Now, this is like the big part of the map. Well, actually, I forgot I show you the middle first. There's like a satanic thing over here to the left, like an altar. Here's the part where you could fall down, so be careful of that. It's like a satanic altar. Very nice. Candles. Now, was that like a ghost? Did anybody just see that? I never noticed that until just watching that back now. Was that like a ghost that came out? But here's a 2-floor cabin. You see this is where I spawned. There was that little shack. There's a lot of cool little touches everywhere. There's a card game. But in here there's some taxidermied stuffed animals. There's like a leopard, a fish, a deer head. Up here, of course, has to be more blood. Oh, God. Sorry for my obnoxious sneeze there. You can get out on the roof here. I imagine people will be sniping here. Not that there are any really good sniping spots in this map, thank God. Alright, so we're moving on to our third one, Bayview. As much as I love that previous one, Fog, for its aesthetic and its style, I think this could have like the coolest gameplay potential. I think it's the most versatile map for all kinds of different game modes. Now, the dynamic map part of this is you've probably seen in the trailers, a trolley that moves around the map. It's because the map is sort of like a amusement park-esque area. There's like a little aquarium, there's a gift shop, it's like a pier fun area. I guess it's like the tram to let you quickly move. Of course, there's a Doritos bag on the floor. There are also battleships having a battle in the background, which, again, you probably heard of in the trailer. And also in the trailer, they put a turret on this, so you can move around the map with your turret shooting everybody. So that's an interesting idea. Aesthetically, this map also reminds me of BioShock Infinite, with the boardwalk, the pier, things like this, the tramways. I think of any map in Ghost, this has by far the most, the greatest level of detail to it. There we go. Couldn't find my words there. There's a lot of these aquariums. There are food stands with very nice food menus. It looks like a real place, like a lived-in place that's just now like under siege. So it feels like part of the campaign, really. So I think that is a really good job, well done. And here's like a museum part. When you move toward these displays, you hear like a voiceover. So that's awesome. Oh, and I guess I should mention that. When I was looking at the achievements for the DLC, all but one of them are for extinction. The one that's not is to find the Easter eggs during matchmaking play of these maps. So I'm not exactly sure what the Easter eggs are in these. I mean, I can imagine a few things in my head, but I have no idea what they are. I haven't played them in matchmaking yet. I haven't looked it up in case anyone's already found them. But I think that's a cool idea. There's a shark statue. Very cool. Now, I think I spend the most time on this map because there's a lot of little intricate things. First, of course, is all this level of detail that I was taking in, looking at. These little killer whales and sharks. I guess they're plushies. It's nice. But there's some interesting second floor places you can get to. And as many different interiors as they are, I think it still plays very fluidly. Like, you can move between them very fast. And they all have multiple entrances / exits, so it doesn't feel like the map's confined. It still feels very open, which I like. Now here's like a 2-floor cafe restaurant. You can break the glass, be out up here. Same thing with the other side, just a little point. So it would be another good place for a turret, I guess. I was trying to get into the back room there. Now here, you can climb in a window to get into here. You can come in that door, obviously. Or you can climb up top. Now I imagine there's going to be a lot of people camping up here in matchmaking. Especially right back here, this little spot. You have a good vantage point of the map. And at least in the first week or two, a lot of people probably won't know about it until they're constantly killed from that area. Now, I did not test out whether or not you could die to that tram, but because of it being a big red thing on the map, I imagine you could. Now here I'm just showing some more of the detail. I'm looking outside of the map now to try and see what's going on. It looks like maybe there's like a dolphin or manatee show over there. Sort of stadium seating. There's where the battleships are back there. And alright, we are moving on to our final of the 4 new maps for the Onslaught DLC. This is Containment. Now, in my opinion, this is the weakest of the 4 maps. Not only does it look kind of dull and gray, I just don't think it's going to play that interesting. It's a little too wide open for me. Like, I don't know what this would be good for. Maybe Blitz could be like a chaotic Blitz map, or just straight up Team Deathmatch. I don't think there's a bad map for Team Deathmatch. But no, since that's not in competitive play, and that's what a lot of people usually quickly judge DLCs on, is it viable for MLG? Interestingly, there's like 4 or 5 breach points on this map. But they don't really have that big of an effect. They're like singular windows or doors, and you can get in those places a couple other ways anyway. So, I don't know. I guess they just put it there for people that like to blow stuff up. I think this blown up church is like the only cool part of the map. Again, in my opinion. An art minor. Alright, so here's another breach point. I set off all the breach points just because I like blowing stuff up. I wouldn't do this in matchmaking, but I was by myself, so why not? So this underpass here made me think of a map that I think was in Modern Warfare 2, or maybe it was a DLC map, Modern Warfare 3. Honestly, I confuse all of the games. But there was a map with a bridge. It was like sort of at nighttime, and I think it might have been raining, with a bridge, and you can go under the bridge. It very much reminds me of that. Now, it looks like you can jump to that billboard and be on the edge, but not only was I afraid I was going to miss and die, second, why the hell would you want to be there other than the fact that, oh, cool, you can. There doesn't seem to be any logical reason to go there. It's a very thin thing. You could be easily seen. You can't realistically survive there. So here from the rooftop, you can come down into the pool hall. And maybe it's just because I played this last of the 4, it just felt underwhelming to me. Like the The other three maps were all beautiful to look at, and I think they had game modes that they were good for. This just seemed kind of dull. I don't know, but again, my opinion, who cares, right? Alright, so we're going to check out this one other building. We're going to get to the second floor of it and find the one other interesting feature of the map to me, how you could run across all of these rooftops and trucks. That fluidity of movement I'm very much obsessed with, being able to move around a lot of different areas pretty quickly. So here you climb up, you can jump across this truck, jump across the rooftop. I like that. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I should be back with more Onslaught DLC videos soon.